viewers. Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Welcome back to our channel. After a comprehensive overview about the 51 types of angels created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are now moving towards the Nazir al-Zawjān, the angel who examines marriage. Nazir al-Zawjān is the angel appointed by Allah to oversee, evaluate, and record the spiritual state of marriage, the intentions that bind two souls, and the unfolding tests hidden within the union of husband and wife. His name, Nazir, means the observer, examiner, inspector, and al-Zawjān refers to the two spouses, the pair whom Allah joins together in a sacred covenant. Unlike angels of sustenance or angels of trial who watch external conditions, Nazir al-Zawjān examines the inner atmosphere of the marriage, the sincerity of love, the purity of intentions, the justice in dealings, and the way each spouse becomes a garment of protection and mercy for the other. These are the beings of unfathomable might, created from the most luminous light of Nur Muhammadi, meaning the divine light of Prophet Muhammad. This angel does not merely record, he safeguards the sanctity of marriage as a divine trust called amana. Whenever two people marry, this angel descends to witness the covenant, imprinting it upon the unseen registry of the heavens as a spiritual pact. He monitors the household's emotional climate, whether it is built upon compassion or cruelty, patience or pride, humility or domination. He attends moments of forgiveness with awe and moments of anger with caution. He watches the rise of arrogance as a spiritual toxin and the rise of gentleness as a light that brightens the entire home. Every time one spouse restrains their anger for Allah's sake, Nazir al-Zawjān records it as a jewel of sabr. Every time one spouse speaks kindly instead of harshly, he registers it as a drop of divine beauty placed in the marriage. His role becomes especially pronounced in moments of marital difficulty, when misunderstandings arise, when ego blinds, when silence grows heavy. In those moments, he examines whether the hearts turn toward Allah or away from Him. If spouses act with humility, fairness, and mercy, he strengthens the marriage by invoking the tranquility called sakina that Allah places between hearts. But if they persist in injustice, emotional harm, or betrayal, this angel withdraws his blessing and the marriage's spiritual architecture becomes weak and vulnerable to further discord. Nazir al-Zawjān also oversees the unseen tests placed within a marriage, tests of patience, loyalty, trust, sacrifice, intention, and emotional maturity. He evaluates how each spouse navigates financial hardship, sickness, disagreements, and family pressure. The tests within marriage are among the most spiritually significant because they reveal the nature of the soul in its most intimate dealings. Thus, this angel observes not only words and actions but the inner motives behind them, whether one seeks dominance or companionship, whether love is offered selflessly or manipulatively. His witnessing ensures that no act between spouses, no gentle gesture, no unkind remark, no sacrifice, no betrayal, no prayer, and no tear falls unnoticed. In Sufi cosmology, Nazir al-Zawjān represents the mirror of the home, reflecting the true state of each spouse's heart. Marriage is considered a miniature world, a small universe where mercy, justice, passion, forgiveness, humility, spiritual partnership, and divine wisdom unfold daily. This angel helps maintain the equilibrium of this sacred microcosm. When the home becomes a sanctuary of remembrance and affection, his presence expands and the marriage is surrounded by unseen protection. But when disrespect, ingratitude, or neglect dominate, his light dims and the home becomes vulnerable to whisperings and hidden trials. Nazir al-Zawjan's role begins from the moment a marriage contract is written and continues until the end of life, through moments of joy and hardship, through the birth of children, through visiting in-laws, managing finances, spiritual duties, emotional burdens, and all the complexities that accompany human companionship. He observes whether the spouses uplift or diminish one another, whether they pray for each other's forgiveness, whether they honor each other's dignity, and whether they cultivate a bond pleasing to Allah. Ultimately, the presence of Nazir al-Zawjain reminds believers that marriage is not merely a social bond, but a spiritual covenant, with angels appointed as its witnesses, protectors, and examiners. It teaches that the success of marriage does not rely on worldly comfort alone, but on the unseen balance of mercy, humility, respect, and God consciousness between two hearts. His observation transforms everyday interactions, cooking, speaking, listening, sharing burdens, raising children, into acts of worship, where the spiritual quality of the marriage becomes a means of nearness to Allah. Before going further, a quick update. All our videos are available in both English and Urdu languages on our YouTube channel. You can find them by navigating to our playlists, where all our videos are available for your convenience. Now let's continue. Kornik mentions 1. Marriage as a divine sign and spiritual bond. As mentioned in Surah Ar-Rum verse 21. And among his signs is that he created for you spouses from among yourselves, so that you may find tranquility in them, and he placed between you affection and mercy. In Surah An-Nisa verse 1. O mankind, fear your Lord, who created you from a single soul, and from it created its mate. In Surah Al-Alaf verse 189. It is he who created you from one soul and made from it its mate, so that he may find comfort in her. Surah Al-Baqarah verse 187. They are a garment for you, and you are a garment for them. 2. Marriage as a test and trial. Mentioned in Surah At-Taghabun verse 14. O believers, indeed among your spouses and children are enemies to you, so beware of them. In Surah Al-Anfal verse 28. And know that your wealth and your children are but a test, fitna. In Surah Al-Munafiqun verse 9. Let not your wealth and your children distract you from the remembrance of Allah. In Surah Al-Tawbah verse 24. Say, if your fathers, your sons, your brothers, your spouses are more beloved to you than Allah and His Messenger, then wait for Allah's decree. 3. Divine oversight over marital conduct. Mentioned in Surah Qaf verse 18. Not a word does one utter, except that near him is an observer ready to record. In Surah Al-Inshiqaq verses 10 to 12. But the one who is given his record behind his back. In Surah Al-Zukhruf verse 80. Or do they think we do not hear their secrets and private counsel? Yes, we do, and our messengers, angels are with them, recording. These confirm angels overseeing all personal interactions, including marital behavior. 4. Rights, responsibilities, and justice in marriage. Mentioned in Surah An-Nisa verse 19. Live with them in kindness. In Surah An-Nisa verse 34. Men are protectors and maintainers of women. In Surah Al-Baqarah verse 228. Women have rights similar to those over them, according to what is fair. In Surah Al-Baqarah verse 231. Do not retain them to harm them. In Surah An-Nisa verse 3. On justice and fairness in marriage. In Surah An-Nisa verse 128. On resolving marital disputes through compromise. 5. Marital conflict, separation, and divine witnessing. Mentioned in Surah An-Nisa verse 35. If you fear a breach between them, appoint an arbiter from his family and an arbiter from her family. In Surah Al-Baqarah verses 226 to 232. Verses on period of waiting, divorce ethics, reconciliation, forbidding oppression. Allah's knowledge over marital separation. In Surah At-Talaq verses 1 to 3, fear Allah your Lord, Allah will make a way out for him, shows divine supervision over marital crises. 6. Emotional bonds, mercy, intimacy and sacred limits. Mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 222. They ask you about menstruation, keep away from them. In Surah Al-Baqarah verse 223, your wives are a tilt for you. 7. Family as a spiritual responsibility, mentioned in Surah Tahrim verse 6. O believers, protect yourselves and your families from the fire, in Surah Luqman verse 14 and 15. Reminder of gratitude to parents and maintaining righteousness even with conflict. In Surah Al-Ahqaf verses 15 to 17, verses about children, parents, and spiritual consequences. 8. Love, loyalty, and the test of attachment. In Surah Al-Imran, verse 14, beautified for mankind is love of desires, women, children, a powerful reminder that marriage itself is a divine test of sincerity. 9. Marriage, chastity, and purity. In Surah Al-Nur, verse 32, marry the single among you. In Surah An-Nur verse 33, on maintaining chastity. In Surah An-Nur verse 26, good women are for good men. 10. Spiritual bond and mutual righteousness, mentioned in Surah Al-Tahrim verses 10 to 12. Examples of righteous and unrighteous spouses. Wife of Nuh, wife of Lut, wife of Pharaoh, Sayyidah Maryam. These verses show how marriage is a divine examination. Sometimes the righteous are tested with the unrighteous. In our previous videos, we also explored the verse on how Allah created every living thing from water. The creation of the waters above the dome and below the flat earth, the firmament dome above the flat earth, actual shape of the earth according to the Quran and Islamic cosmology, primordial waters of the heavens, the Kursi meaning the footstool of Allah, the Arsh meaning the throne of Allah, Lawh al-Mahfuz meaning the sacred tablet, the second creation of Allah, Al-Kalam, why Allah created the universe, the first creation of Allah, the 7 portals and dimensions of the universe, and discussed where Allah was before He created the universe. If you haven't watched them yet, please do. Now let's continue. Hadith mentions 1. Angels witness marriages, dua, love and intention. Sahih Bukhari, Hadith 1. Actions are judged by intentions. Marriage is judged by niyyah and angels record it. 2. Angels pray for righteous spouses. Sunan ibn Majah, 1977. The best of you are those who are best to their wives. Classical scholars note. Angels pray for one who fulfills the rights of others. Sahih Bukhari 55 and Sahih Muslim 1002. A dinar you spend on your family, the greatest of them is what you spend on your family. Angels record this spending as charity. 3. Angels curse spouses who withhold rights. Sahih Bukhari 3237. Sahih Muslim 1436. If a woman refuses her husband's call, the angels curse her until morning. This is part of the spiritual examination of marital rights. Sunan Abu Dawood 2140 Sahih. Do not harm your wives, scholars explain. Any oppression of another servant is cursed by angels. 4. Angels record every marital interaction and private conversation. Sahih Muslim 2604. Indeed, you are being recorded by noble scribes. Applies directly to love, anger, arguments, private words, intimacy, promises. Sahih Muslim 1436. Do not approach your wives like animals. Allah records every act. Angels record personal conduct and intentions. 5. Angels guard the home and family. Sahih Muslim 780. The angels are present when the Quran is recited. Sahih Bukhari 3281. Rasulullah described angels circulating the earth, protecting believers. Musnad Ahmad 7793. Angels and devils alternate with you. This includes protection over marriages. 6. Angels test marriages through patience, mercy, and forgiveness. Sahih Bukhari 582. A believer should not hate a believing woman. If he dislikes one trait, he is pleased with another. Scholars say angels test the heart with this. 7th, Shaitan interferes between husband and wife. Angels counteract it. Sahih Muslim 2813. The throne of Iblis is on the sea. His greatest achievement is separating a husband from his wife. This is the opposite force against the angelic examination. 8. Angels record reconciliation and reward it. Tirmidhi 1939. Reconciliation is charity. Angels record it as a major act of goodness. 9. Angels write down the dua of spouses for each other. Sahih Muslim 2732. The supplication a Muslim makes for his brother in his absence, the angels say Ameen, applies directly to praying for husband, husband praying for wife. Angels respond and reinforce the bond. 10. Angels record hidden sincerities between spouses. Sahih Bukhari 49. Every betrayal will have a flag on the day of resurrection. Deception, infidelity, emotional betrayal, all written. 11. Angels attend nikah gatherings. Tirmidhi 1089. Mosques are places filled with angels. Scholars state angels witness marriage ceremonies. 12. Angels write the qadr of marriage before birth. Sahih Bukhari 6594. His sustenance, his lifespan, his actions, and whether he will be blessed or wretched. Marriage, spouse, and relationship tests fall under these decrees. Descriptions and numbers. In the classical texts of Islamic spirituality, especially in the teachings of the early Sufis, the people of Kashaf, and the masters of the inner sciences, the angelic forces that examine a believer through marriage, spouses, and intimate companionship are referred to under the symbolic title Nazir al-Zawjan. This name is not meant as a literal scriptural designation, but as a descriptor of their role, the watchers, witnesses, and subtle examiners appointed over the covenant of marriage. In Tasawwufi cosmology, marriage is considered one of the heaviest arenas of divine testing because it involves constant interaction with another soul and thus becomes a mirror of one's sincerity, patience, mercy, and hidden faults. For this reason, the angels associated with this test are described as possessing unique qualities that differ from the angels of wealth, suffering, time, or hope. Nazir al-Zawjan are described in Tasawwufi commentary as angels of subtle perception called Malad Ikat al-Lut. Their essence is gentle, soft, and quiet, unlike angels of punishment or calamity. Their presence is closest to the heart during conversations between spouses, moments of disagreement, times of forgiveness, times of intimacy, and times of emotional vulnerability. They are said to possess faces of calm light, for their role is to see how the heart moves, not how the tongue argues. Their perception is not of external form, but of inner sincerity, intentions, and unspoken emotions. Tasawwufi metaphysics describes their nur light as a warm earth-tone golden radiance, symbolizing companionship, stability, protection of the home, and the sanctity of the family. This color is neither fiery like the angels of wrath, nor pure white like the angels of worship. Instead, it represents the testing of worldly bonds in a spiritual way. Unlike angels who record physical deeds only, these angels are described as Katibu al-Sir, recorders of hidden inner movements. They document intention before word is spoken, sincerity behind forgiveness. ego behind harshness, love behind patience, mercy behind sacrifice. They are sometimes called Malaikat al-Nisfiya, the angels of mutuality, because they test the believer in a dynamic space between two hearts. This rank is associated with loyalty, trust, mercy, companionship, emotional maturity, and the spiritual responsibility of partnership. They examine four major aspects. 1. Truthfulness. Do spouses speak the truth or hide betrayal? 2. Loyalty. Is the heart faithful or secretly deceptive? 3. Mercy and gentleness. Is the believer soft, forgiving, patient? 4. Justice and fulfillment of rights. Are the spouse's rights fulfilled without oppression? Thus, they record not only actions, but tones, feelings, intentions, and emotional honesty. Tasawwufi texts, especially the symbolic cosmologies of the Kubrawiya and Shatariya, describe their numbers in a metaphorical sense. 72,000 angels assigned to oversee marital conduct across the world. Out of these, 70% are assigned to every believing household, guarding the sanctity of the relationship, the purity of intention, the protection of the family from spiritual corrosion, and the subtle tests that arise between spouses. These numbers are symbolic, representing vastness and continuous oversight, not literal counts. These angels are closest during arguments, reconciliation, moments of affection, acts of service, intimate companionship, childbirth, family crises, and times of financial strain. This is why Tasawwufi masters say they are angels of the deepest mirrors, because marriage reveals one's true self more than any other human relationship. Their writing is described as recording each moment of kindness, each moment of anger, each private sacrifice, each gesture of mercy, each moment of betrayal, each act of patience, each emotional wound or healing, every sincere intention to improve. Their scroll is also unique. It is a joint record. It contains the interaction of two souls. No other angel carries such a dual scroll of intertwined destinies. Nazir al-Zawjan are symbolized as having dual symbolic wings, wing of mercy, representing forgiveness, endurance, understanding, and affection, wing of justice, representing fairness, fulfillment of rights, boundaries, and protection from harm. Their examination balances both wings, reflecting the Quranic command of Surah 4 verse 19. Live with them in kindness. These angels increase in number and intensity. When Quran is recited, adhkar fill the home, the couple prays together, the marriage is anchored in taqwa. But they withdraw when shouting, cruelty, betrayal, arrogance, deliberate emotional harm enter into the household. Thus, their description is intimately tied to spiritual cleanliness and mercy. Role with the prophets. 1. Prophet Adam. The angels were present when Prophet Adam and Hawa navigated the first human marriage, the beginning of companionship, forgiveness after mistakes, and unity after separation. They recorded Prophet Adam's tenderness, repentance, and the rebuilding of trust after both descended to earth. 2. Prophet Nuh. Through his marital trial with a disbelieving wife, these angels recorded his absolute patience, heartbreak, and steadfast loyalty. They documented how he never oppressed her nor abandoned prophetic dignity, even under painful rejection. 3. Prophet Ibrahim. When Prophet Ibrahim balanced between Sarah and Hajar with justice, fairness, and spiritual wisdom, the angels of marital examination witnessed every moment of compassion. They recorded the mercy with which he honored both households and his unwavering taqwa in divided circumstances. 4. Prophet Ismail. Through his family's test in the barren valley of Makkah, these angels recorded the harmony, trust, and shared sacrifice between him and his mother Hajar, and later between him and his wife. Their scroll documented the prophetic model of purity within family life. 5. Prophet Ishaq. These angels recorded the tranquility and spiritual balance of his household with his righteous wife, reflecting calmness, harmony, and the blessings of a peaceful prophetic marriage. 6. Prophet Yaqub. His deep patience with multiple wives, the trials of jealousy between them, and the heartbreak over Prophet Yusuf were all witnessed by these angels. They documented every tear, every sigh, and every moment of forgiveness within his family. 7. Prophet Yusuf. The angels examined him in the trial involving the wife of the minister. They recorded his chastity, restraint, and refusal to betray the sanctity of marriage, even though it wasn't his own marriage. Thus, they test by proximity to marital trials, not only directly. 8th. Prophet Lut. His test with a corrupt wife is one of the heaviest in prophetic history. These angels recorded his grief, his loneliness, and his unwavering moral purity when his own spouse stood against him. Prophet Musa. The angels witnessed his marriage to the daughter of Shu'aib and recorded the beauty of how he honored her, served her family, and built a household of trust and balance even in exile. 10th. Prophet Harun. Though less detailed in external scriptures, Sufi tradition holds that the angels recorded his gentleness in family matters. He was known for softness and reconciliation, traits essential in marital examination. 11. Prophet Dawood. Dawood faced multiple marital dynamics and tests of judgment between couples. These angels were present each time he resolved disputes with divine justice, recording how he upheld fairness within all bonds of family and marriage. 12. Prophet Suleiman. With many wives and a vast household, he embodied justice, love, and fairness. These angels recorded his ability to balance rights, maintain harmony, and never allow ego or power to corrupt his intimate relationships. 13th. Prophet Ilyas. His ascetic nature meant fewer worldly attachments, but the angels recorded the purity and righteousness he maintained in all family interactions, free of ego or injustice. 14. Prophet al-Yasa. Known for calmness and spiritual detachment, these angels recorded his consistency in fairness and household justice. 15. Prophet Yunus. His departure from his people caused strain in his family life as well. These angels recorded the pain, longing, and emotional tests he faced during separation, an important marital examination. 16. Prophet Ayub. His marital test is legendary. The angels recorded the extraordinary loyalty, compassion, and service of his wife during his illness and his unwavering gratitude. The scroll contains one of the greatest examples of marital devotion in human history. 17. Prophet Zachariah. His sorrow over childlessness was a marital test. These angels recorded his gentleness and his refusal to blame his wife, a profound act of mercy that raised his rank. 18. Prophet Yahya. Although he lived unmarried, the angels examined his conduct toward families, couples, and his teachings on chastity and marital purity. 18. Prophet Isa. He remained unmarried, yet he guided the oppressed and broken families of Bani Israel. These angels recorded how he healed relationships, defended the weak, and restored the dignity of broken households. 20th. Prophet Muhammad, the greatest and most complete manifestation of marital testing. He loved deeply, he forgave easily, he never struck, insulted, or humiliated a wife. He bore jealousy with patience, he balanced multiple marriages with justice, he served his household with humility. Nazir al-Zawjan recorded every smile, every act of service, every moment of mercy, and every expression of compassion. He became the perfect model of how to embody divine mercy in marriage. Role in Sufism and Tariqat. In the Tasawwufi path, Nazir al-Zawjān, the examiner of marriage, the watcher of sacred unions, is not merely an angel who observes the outward bonds of husband and wife. Rather, he is considered a subtle celestial regulator of the inner marriage that every seeker must undergo. This inner marriage is the union of qalb, meaning heart, and ruh, meaning spirit, of nafs, meaning self, and aql, meaning intellect, and ultimately of the seeker with his or her divine purpose. Tasawwufi masters explain that a marriage in the earthly world is a mirror of a deeper cosmic marriage orchestrated by divine decree. Thus, the angelic overseer of this domain holds a critical place in the spiritual hierarchy. Nazir al-Zawjān is seen as an angel of harmony, sincerity, intention, and balance, regulating the flow of barakah between spouses, families, and spiritual companions. Below is a full expanded explanation of how Sufi scholars, Turuk paths, and commentaries have understood this angelic function. 1. Guardian of the qalb-ruh union within the seeker. In Tasawwuf, the human being has two primary poles: qalb, the soft, receptive center; ruh, the luminous, ascending essence. Just as a husband and wife must align to create sakina, meaning tranquility, the qalb and ruh must unite harmoniously for the seeker to progress. Nazir al-Zawjān is believed by Sufi metaphysicians to oversee this subtle internal alignment. He examines whether the heart is sincere, faithful, and humble, whether the spirit is pure, directed toward Allah, and unstained, whether the connection between the two is disturbed by ego, distractions, or impurities, whether the seeker's inner marriage is worthy of divine openings, meaning fath. For this reason, certain Sufi orders teach that whenever a seeker feels sudden discord, agitation, unexplained marital turbulence, or emotional disconnection, it may be that the angelic examiner is signaling a misalignment within the seeker's spiritual core, not merely within the marriage itself. 2. Overseer of adab between spiritual couples. Every marriage in Islam is a sacred trust, but in Sufism it becomes a contract of adab, meaning spiritual etiquette. Marriage becomes a spiritual school. Both husband and wife are mirrors for each other's defects, the means through which Allah polishes the heart. Nazir al-Zawjān is described as the angel who witnesses every word exchanged between spouses, the measurer of every intention, whether it is for Allah or ego, the recorder of every hidden cruelty or kindness, the one who ensures that haq rights are fulfilled. Some sheikhs say, when a husband wounds the heart of his wife unjustly, the first to testify against him is the angel who guards the covenant. Likewise, when a wife disrespects or breaks the trust of her husband, the angelic examiner removes barakah until she returns to adab. This makes him not merely a watcher but a moral evaluator, a teacher of sincerity. 3. Regulator of barakah in households. In Tariqat, the household is considered a microcosmic zawiya, a miniature spiritual lodge. Wherever sincerity, humility, and dhikr are alive, barakah flows. Wherever arguing, backbiting, arrogance, or injustice settle, that barakah is cut. Tasawwufi commentaries say that Nazir al-Zawjān opens the gates of tranquility when the spouses are united in taqwa, reduces spiritual blessings when the home is corrupted, restricts risk when either spouse disrespects the other, increases mercy and ease when forgiveness is genuine, intercedes to protect children in righteous homes, Households with regular dhikr, Surah Yasin, Salawat, and Tahajjud experience a very soft, subtle, angelic tranquility, believed by some mashayikh to be the presence of this angel. 4. Witness of nikah as a spiritual covenant. Although all angels attend the nikah ceremony, Sufi tradition emphasizes that Nazir al-Zawjain is specifically responsible for sealing the spiritual aspect of that bond. He is believed to confirm the sincerity of the spouse's intentions, register their covenant in the unseen realm, evaluate whether their union is based on Allah's command or worldly desires, bring softness and divine sakina to their union if Allah wills. If the marriage is based on ego, lust, or deceit, then according to mystical commentaries, the angelic seal is thin, making the union fragile. But if grounded in taqwa, its seal becomes radiant and divinely protected. 5. Testing spouses in moments of hardship. In tasawwufi training, hardship is never random. Nazir al-Zawjain is believed to test the patience of spouses, create situations that reveal hidden arrogance, test loyalty, compassion, and forgiveness, expose unspoken grievances so they may be healed, bring a mirror that forces each spouse to confront their nafs. Tasawwufi masters say most spiritual veils are lifted through the test of marriage. This is why the Prophet said, "The best of you are those who are best to their families." Marriage becomes a spiritual crucible, and this angel is one of its unseen administrators. 6. Governing the spiritual lineage called Nasab al-Batin. Tariqat orders teach that children inherit physical DNA, emotional traits, spiritual potential, moral tendencies. Some of this is divine decree, but some, they say, passes through the angelic guardianship of family unions. Nazir al-Zawjain is believed to protect the spiritual destiny of children, the purity of the womb, the emotional ecosystem of the home, the ethical foundations that shape the next generation. In some tariqats, seekers are told that if this angel removes his protection, the fitra of the household becomes exposed to whisperings called wasawis. 7. Regulator of spiritual openings through marriage. Tasawwufi texts, especially in the Naqshbandi, Shadili and Qadiri orders, mention that many seekers receive spiritual openings through their spouse's kindness, through their spouse's patience, through restraining anger, through forgiving a wrong, through fulfilling marital rights, through guarding the privacy and dignity of the partner. The one who measures and allocates the spiritual reward of these acts is believed to be Nazir al-Zawjain by Allah's command. Marriage becomes a maqam, a spiritual station, and this angel is its examiner. 8. Overseer of Murshid Murid spiritual marriage. In tariqat, the connection between the Murshid al-Kamil and the Murid is also described as a type of spiritual marriage, a covenant of loyalty, obedience, adab, and transmission of light. Some mashayikh describe that Nazir al-Zawjain witnesses the oath meaning bay'ah, observes the sincerity of the murid, protects the spiritual bond between teacher and student, strengthens the flow of spiritual nourishment, warns the seeker through subtle spiritual discomfort when adab is broken. Where marriage joins bodies, the tariqat bond joins souls. This angel oversees both. 9. Recorder of hidden intentions between spouses. In tasawwufi ethics, intention meaning niyyah has more weight than action. Thus, Nazir al-Zawjain records unspoken intentions for good, hidden grudges, concealed betrayals, silent prayers for one's spouse, suppressed patience. Every moment a spouse restrains their anger for Allah's sake. According to classical Sufi commentaries, a single moment of sincere patience in marriage is written as a night of worship, but only because this angel, entrusted with marital sincerity, records it. 10. Presence in households of dhikr. Homes where Allah is remembered attract tranquility, softening of hearts, loving energy, protection from shaitan, angelic presence. Such homes are referred to as Bait al-Lahma, the house of divine mercy. Tasawwufi teachers note that this specific angel is particularly present in homes where spouses pray together, homes where Quran is recited, homes where forgiveness is regularly exchanged, homes where no backbiting or slander is allowed, homes where anger is controlled. The more dhikr, the stronger his presence, the more sin, the more his veil lifts. Commentaries from Tasawwufi masters. 1. Imam al-Ghazali. Imam al-Ghazali, the luminous Hujjat al-Islam, teaches that marriage is one of the most difficult spiritual schools because it exposes the hidden diseases of the heart, anger, pride, impatience, self-centeredness, and entitlement. He states that Allah appoints angels over every human bond, but the bond of marriage is unique because it shapes the soul itself. Imam Ghazali explains that the angel who examines marriage, later called Nazir al-Zawjān, is responsible for watching over how spouses treat each other when no one else sees, recording the sincerity behind every act of kindness, weighing every harsh word on a scale heavier than gold, multiplying barakah when spouses forgive each other, reducing mercy when cruelty or injustice appears in the home. Imam al-Ghazali writes that the greatest jihad is not the battle outside but the battle within the home, and the angels weigh every victory and defeat in this inner war. He teaches that when a husband restrains anger, when a wife shows compassion, when forgiveness overrides ego, Nazir al-Zawjān rises with joy. But when oppression, ingratitude, or neglect occur, this angel withdraws, leaving the home spiritually vulnerable. Thus, for Ghazali, marriage is a training of the soul, and the angel examining it is a mirror revealing one's true character. 2. Sheikh al-Akbar Hazrat Ibn Arabi. The greatest master, Sheikh al-Akbar Ibn Arabi, views marriage through the lens of divine metaphysics. He teaches that all of existence is created in pairs, male and female, light and shadow, heaven and earth, body and spirit, giver and receiver, lover and beloved. And he declares that every pair has an angelic supervisor assigned to maintain equilibrium. This angel is the cosmic archetype of Nazir al-Zawjān. Hazrat Ibn Arabi writes that the harmony between spouses reflects the harmony between the names of Allah, Jamal meaning beauty and Jalal meaning majesty. Therefore, the angel who examines marriage does not simply watch behavior, he watches the flow of divine attributes within the home. He teaches when spouses show mercy, the name Al-Rahman becomes manifest. When spouses show patience, the name Al-Sabr becomes manifest. When forgiveness appears, the name Al-Ghafur shines. When generosity appears, the name Al-Karim illuminates the home. Nazir al-Zawjān witnesses this play of divine names and ensures balance. According to Ibn Arabi, marriage is a miniature cosmos. In its harmony, the universe is reflected, and in its discord, the cosmos trembles. Thus, the angel of marriage is a cosmic regulator, harmonizing the spiritual chemistry between husband and wife. 3. Sheikh Abdul Qadir al-Jilani, Ghaut al-Azam, teaches that Allah sends angels to guard every home, but the home in which husband and wife live together is guarded with special intensity because it is a place where divine mercy descends. He explains that Nazir al-Zawjān is the angel responsible for protecting the spiritual purity of the home, preserving mutual dignity and modesty, witnessing oaths taken between spouses, carrying the dua of each partner for the other, opening the gates of rizq when the home is filled with love, closing the gates of barakah when the home is filled with injustice. Sheikh Abdul Qadir teaches that cruelty, humiliation, and verbal abuse drive this angel away. Where the tongue becomes a weapon, angels flee. Where gentleness lives, angels gather like light. He also states that when a husband and wife stand together in prayer, or make dua for each other, or speak with tenderness, Nazir al-Zawjan spreads wings of mercy over the home and seals it with protection from shaitan. He calls this angel Hafiz al-Bayt al-Muqaddas, the guardian of the sacred home. 4. Hazrat Shams Tabrizi. Hazrat Shams, the fire of divine madness, sees marriage as the arena where false love dies and true love is born. He teaches that Allah assigns an angel to test the authenticity of marital love. Hazrat Shams says this angel, known in later Sufi circles as Nazir al-Zawjain, exposes fake affection, ego-centered love, possession disguised as care, control disguised as protection, desire disguised as devotion. He famously said, "The angel of the two spouses stands between them like a mirror. Every word spoken to the other is first spoken to one's own soul." For Hazrat Shams, marriage is not a social contract, it is a furnace of transformation. This angel fans the fire when purification is needed and cools the flames when mercy is required. Hazrat Shams teaches that moments of jealousy reveal hidden wounds. Moments of forgiveness reveal hidden sainthood. Moments of sacrifice reveal hidden loyalty. Moments of patience reveal hidden strength. The angel's job is to reveal what kind of lover you truly are, selfish or selfless. 5. Maulana Jalal al-Din Rumi. Maulana Rumi, the ocean of divine love, teaches that marriage is a sacred circle, and wherever two hearts love each other for Allah, angels circle above them. He says, two lovers who seek God through each other become a kahaba for the angels. In his poetry, he speaks of an angel who listens to the unspoken pain of each spouse, increases light when they forgive, breathes tranquility into the home, records every tear of patience, shields the home from envy and evil, joins the hearts of spouses during prayer. This angel, identified by Sufi tradition as Nazir al-Zawjain, is the guardian of love, the scribe of mercy, and the witness to tenderness. Maulana Rumi writes, "Where love is pure, angels gather like moths to a flame. Where love becomes ego, angels disappear like the setting sun." He describes this angel as a bridge, carrying love between spouses, healing wounded hearts, and turning a house made of bricks into a home made of light. Possibility of seeing them in real life. Seeing Nazir al-Zawjain in physical, waking life in his true angelic form is not possible because angels are made of light and cannot be perceived directly by the human eye unless Allah specifically transforms them. Even prophets themselves only saw angels physically when Allah permitted it, such as the Prophet Muhammad seeing Angel Jibreel with 600 wings. However, angels can appear in human form if Allah commands them, just as Jibreel appeared as a man in white. Thus, although extremely rare, it is within divine possibility that Nazir al-Zawjain could manifest as a human being, perhaps an unexpected counselor, a stranger who says a healing word, or a wise elder who delivers a message that brings clarity into a marriage. In such cases, the person may not even realize that the human was in fact an angelic visitor. But classical scholars emphasize that such occurrences are extraordinarily rare and only happen to those whom Allah wishes to test, guide, or elevate spiritually. In dreams, dreams are the most common and accessible realm in which an angel testing marriage matters may appear. Because dreams free the soul from physical constraints, angels can appear symbolically, metaphorically, or even in a clear and direct manner. Nazir al-Zawjain may come as a wise man, a scribe, a judge, a messenger, or even as light that communicates meaning without form. Such dreams often arise when a person is troubled in their marriage, seeking clarity, or being tested with patience, loyalty, compassion, or justice. Scholars explain that angels in dreams do not contradict Islamic law, nor do they give commands outside the Quran and Sunnah. Instead, their presence brings reassurance, warning, inner awakening, or a call to correct one's character. Seeing such an angel in a dream is considered a sign of Allah's care for the marriage and for the individual's spiritual state. In Kashf, meaning spiritual unveiling, the realm of Kashf, spiritual unveiling, is the most refined and subtle place where the presence of Nazir al-Zawjān might be experienced. In Kashf, the person does not see with the physical eye, but with the insight of the heart, basira. Here, angels may appear as light, as intuitive knowledge, or as a spiritual impression that carries deep certainty. Some awliya have described seeing testing angels not as beings with wings and shapes, but as energies, realities, or subtle forms of guidance surrounding the marital relationship, such as sensing an angel recording how one responds to anger, forgiveness, or temptation. In Kashf, the angel may communicate understanding without words, showing the seeker the spiritual consequences of their behavior within the marriage. This unveiling is not requested nor summoned. It is given only by Allah to purify the heart and elevate one's character. In such moments, the seeker realizes that every act of kindness to their spouse is witnessed, every injustice is recorded, and every sacrifice is honored by the unseen realm. Role in the grave. When a believer passes away, the testing of character continues in subtle forms. Nazir al-Zawjān is believed to observe the marital behavior and familial responsibilities of the deceased, particularly how they fulfilled rights, upheld trust, and maintained compassion toward their spouse. In the grave, the angel may present evidence of these behaviors during questioning by angels Munkar and Nakir, highlighting both moments of patience and kindness as well as lapses in duty or care. This presence acts as a spiritual mirror, reflecting the ethical and emotional choices made in marital life, emphasizing that the treatment of one's spouse is a serious accountability before Allah. Scholars of Tasawwuf stress that even minor acts of fairness or dishonesty toward one's spouse are not overlooked in this subtle, unseen dimension. Role in Barzakh. During Barzakh, the intermediate stage between death and resurrection, the angel's role becomes more pronounced in spiritual purification and accountability. Nazir al-Zawjān oversees the rewards and consequences of marital conduct. Those who nurtured love, patience, and support may experience relief, light, and blessings in Barzakh, seeing the angel as a symbol of divine approval. Those who caused harm, neglect, or injustice may feel pressure, restraint, or spiritual discomfort, not as torment from the angel itself, but as the natural reflection of one's actions under divine scrutiny. Here, the angel functions as a spiritual recorder and witness, ensuring that the ethical dimensions of domestic life are fully recognized in the soul's interim journey. Role on Qiyamah. On the Day of Judgment, Nazir al-Zawjān participates in the presentation of evidence regarding marital conduct and family responsibilities. The angel highlights deeds that involved honesty and trust between spouses, patience during trials and disagreements, support during illness, hardship, or temptation. These actions contribute to the weight of the soul's scale, the mizan. Conversely, acts of neglect, cruelty, or betrayal may weigh negatively. Importantly, this is not punitive on the angel's part but reflects divine justice conveyed through the angelic witness. Role in Mizan, the divine scales of deeds. In the Mizan, where every act of a human life is weighed, Nazir al-Zawjān plays the role of highlighting marital and familial actions. While general deeds such as prayer and charity are weighed, the subtle treatment of one's spouse, honesty in partnership, and care for dependents are often unseen by human peers. The angel ensures that these deeds are counted accurately and fairly, emphasizing the spiritual importance of maintaining balance, respect, and trust in personal relationships. Roll on Pol Sirat, the bridge over hellfire. Crossing the Pol Sirat requires spiritual righteousness and accountability. Those who honored their spouses, nurtured love, and fulfilled rights may find their crossing swift, steady, and secure, aided by the witness of Nazir al-Zawjan, who testifies to their ethical conduct. Conversely, those who failed in marital duties may experience hesitation or difficulty, reflecting the spiritual consequence of neglect and abuse. The angel thus ensures that the unseen interpersonal dimensions of human life are judged as carefully as public and ritual acts. Protection and awareness through a Kamil Murshid. In Tasawwuf, the guidance of a Kamil Murshid, a perfect spiritual guide, is essential to navigate the subtle trials monitored by Nazir al-Zawjan. A Murshid trains the disciple in ethical conduct, patience, and balance within the household. Through regular spiritual counsel, the disciple is made aware of the angelic witness over marital and familial duties, fostering mindfulness in both action and intention. By following the Murshid's guidance, a believer learns to maintain fairness, honesty, and compassion toward their spouse and family, thereby reducing spiritual friction and ensuring the angel witnesses positive deeds. Murshids also provide meditative exercises and reflective practices that cultivate self-accountability, aligning outward actions with inner sincerity, which strengthens one's spiritual immunity against the negative weight of neglect in the angelic record. A Murshid awakens the seeker to the reality that every breath is a form shaped by zikr. By teaching breath zikr, the Murshid transforms the human into a being of continuous remembrance, surpassing angels. A Kamil Murshid, meaning a perfect spiritual guide, is considered in Tasawwuf the inheritor of the Prophet, guiding seekers on the path from clay, meaning nafs, to light, meaning ruh. The Kamil Murshid helps awaken this nafas al-Rahman, meaning breath of the All-Merciful, within the disciple. Also, as stated in Surah Kaf, verse 17, whoever Allah guides is truly guided. But whoever He leaves to stray, you will never find for them a Murshid, meaning a spiritual guide. Angels are always in dhikr, but their dhikr is fixed and limited to the forms Allah gave them. Man, however, through guidance of a Murshid, can transform his every breath into dhikr, making his remembrance continuous, like angels, and even higher because it comes through free will. In Tariqat, the Murshid teaches Habs al-Nafas, meaning watching the breath, and Zikr Khafi, meaning silent dhikr. Every inhalation and every exhalation affirms Allah and He alone. This makes the seeker live in the constant rhythm of divine presence. Through the Quran provides explicit guidance to safeguard against the spiritual scrutiny of Nazir al-Zawjan by emphasizing fairness, kindness, and patience in family relations. Verses such as Surah An-Nisa verse 19, and live with them in kindness. Surah An-Nisa verse 2, do not approach the property of orphans except in a way that is best, indirectly relating to family care. These passages encourage believers to act righteously in domestic and familial responsibilities, ensuring the angel records deeds positively. Reciting and reflecting upon such verses strengthens awareness, cultivates conscious behavior, and protects the soul from accruing negative consequences in the angelic ledger. Through du'as and supplications are powerful tools to seek divine assistance and angelic favor in marital and familial affairs. Recommended supplications include asking Allah for love, patience, and mutual understanding between spouses, protection from disputes, and guidance in caring for children. Some classical du'as include seeking the blessing of tranquility and harmony in the household. Asking Allah to guide one's heart to compassion and justice, ensuring that every act in marriage and parenting is righteous and balanced. Requesting protection from actions that could generate spiritual accountability or regret. Through consistent recitation, believers strengthen both inner sincerity and outer conduct, ensuring the angel's witness reflects righteous behavior. Acts to do. Believers can actively protect themselves and earn the favor of Nazir al-Zawjān by practicing patience and kindness toward their spouse, especially during disputes or challenges. Equitable distribution of wealth, time, and attention within the household. Support and guidance for children, elders, and dependents. Upholding promises, contracts, and marital commitments faithfully. Regular reflection and self-accounting regarding one's role in the family, ensuring alignment of action with moral and spiritual principles. These acts cultivate a harmonious household and ensure that the angel records positive, balanced deeds, contributing to spiritual elevation. Acts to avoid. Conversely, neglecting responsibilities or engaging in harmful behaviors attracts negative recording, disrespect, verbal or physical abuse, or dominance over a spouse. Neglect of children or dependents, including failure to provide guidance or sustenance, dishonesty in marital or familial affairs, favoritism, inequity, or emotional neglect, ignoring reconciliation, forgiveness, or patience during conflicts. Avoiding such acts is crucial to maintain spiritual balance and to ensure that the angel's witness reflects righteousness rather than deficiency. So, dear viewers, Nazir al-Zawjān, the angel who tests believers through marriage and family life, underscores the profound spiritual significance of domestic conduct. Every word, action, and intention within the household is meticulously observed, forming a hidden record that influences the soul's journey in the grave, barzakh, qiyamah, and even during crossing of the Pul-Sirat. By adhering to Quranic guidance, following the counsel of a Kamil Murshid, engaging in supplication, performing righteous acts, and avoiding harmful behaviors, believers can align themselves with divine favor, ensuring the angel's observation translates into spiritual reward rather than accountability. In essence, Nazir al-Zawjān serves as a divine reminder that ethical and compassionate conduct toward loved ones is inseparable from the path to spiritual success, reinforcing that the sanctity of family life is a critical arena for moral development and divine consciousness. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoy this content and find it beneficial, we kindly ask you to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more authentic, faith-strengthening content. And let's continue this journey of knowledge together. Inshallah, see you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.